today's video I'm filming in a different space, different to my normal backdrop, so I hope it's not too dark over here. But we're going to be filming what I read in October and November. So I did manage to this month read all of my TBR. In fact, I've realised I've missed a book out. So I need to go and get the book out of my bag. Great, because I need to put it in a different bag. So we're going to start with this one. So I'm reading The Girl in the Window. So this might have some triggering subject matter. Like, I like the way they sort of manage the topics. This is Penny Jolson, The Girl in the Window. This is probably like, I don't know. I feel like this would be teen fiction, I feel like, but I'm not sure, I could be wrong. But it's like, Kirsta watches the world go by from her bedroom window. She's not well enough to leave her house, but she sees everything. Then Kisa triggering subject matter, witnesses an abduction, but nobody's missing. Does Girl in the Window hold the keys to the mystery? This, I'm like, page 114, like, I'm gonna try. I'll probably read some of this tomorrow. Then I have another book, which I wanted to read. This is the next thing in the... This is one of Laura Gilmore's, like... I've read book 1, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Technically, I'm going to not read book 3 until, like, January, because obviously I'm going into, like, my Christmas TBR. But I decided to read, like, The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, which, this is great. Like, I'm really getting into it there. Like, I really want to see if there's another book in this series out, because then I might put this on my Christmas list. I might be like, this is what I want for Christmas. But it's like, it's the very much the small town romance book, which I actually quite enjoy. Small town romances. When a secret message turns up hidden in a book in the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, Hazel can't understand. As more secret codes appear between the pages, she decides to follow the trail of clues. She just needs someone to help her out. Gorgeous and outgoing fisherman Noah is always up for an adventure, and a scavenger hunt sounds like a lot of fun. Even better than the cute bookseller he's been crushing on for months is the one who wants his help. Hazel didn't go looking for romance, but as the treasure hunt leads her and Noah around Dreamy Isle, Dream Harbour, their undeniable chemistry might just as hot as fresh out of the onion cinnamon buns the bookstore shop sells. I'm really getting into their romance story. Like, I'm really enjoying this book. So now we are going to get on to, like, my TBR books. So, in no particular order, we have Favourite Garden Birds. This book I hadn't read in a long time, and I got the prompt of, like, a bird book. So I chose this one because I haven't read it in a long time. This is about, like, different garden birds in, like, spring and summer and autumn, and you get to, like, find out about stuff. Like, this is what a page will look like, and then I think there's more, like, fact files at the end. Like chapter 6, you get, like, a fact file, so it's great if you want to find even more information about, like, the blackbird. Yeah. Then we have this book. This one, it took me quite a while to get through, is Jenny Coogan, The Little Shop Happy Ever After, Where Dreams Come True. This is about a bookworm, which I'm a bookworm. I'm surprised I read all my TBR, considering I do have quite a busy... I'm quite busy. Sometimes I think being a reader is kind of like being in a special club. Like, we know that there's nothing better than curling up with a good book in front of the fire, or on a sun lounger, or under a tree. But sometimes I feel like maybe we're the only people who know that reading is different too, and better than all the crazy busy stuff we get caught up in with our everyday life. Yeah, reading is one of my favourite things. So I've written a book for readers and about readers. Nina is a bookworm who dreams of running her own little bookshop, but real life is a bit trickier than the stories Nina loves to read. She discovers when she moves to the beautiful wild highlands of Scotland to turn her dreams into reality. Like, I really enjoy it. I think there's, like, some more in the series. Like, I think you can see, like, down here. I think there's, so I would like to read more. I have, like, 3 other books. I have The Bookshop on the Shore. I have Sunrise by the Sun by the Sea. And then I have The Midnight at the Christmas Bookshop, which will probably make an appearance in a video during Christmas. Then I finished Pop Art. This is quite an interesting book. This sort of like, pop art was like a big art movement of the 20th century. And it's like shifting the exalted to the everyday. It's brought by modernism to the mass. And it's like made art more sexy and glamorous by focusing on like Coke cans, film stars, and cosmetics. So cool seeing like pop art and the history of it. And you also get in the book like these pictures and that. Like, I really enjoyed reading it. It's quite a nice book to like have in my bag and that, because it's so small. Then we had Winnie the Pooh. This one was to do with like a film, I think. A film prompt I did. It's Once There Was a Bear. Tales of Before It All Begins. I really enjoyed this book. Like, I love this page. Quite hard to show. This one, There Must Be Before Said Rabbit. When Christopher Robin was asked about before he came to the forest, and so began the first of the 10 tales that take the readers back to the time where Pooh Bear sat in Harrods waiting to be bought for Christopher Robin, including a fairy tale in London Zoo, a tall tale at the Natural History Museum, and a tiny tale of the Nursery Mouse. This authorised procure steps into the younger Christopher Robinson's world, one den building, treasure seeking, funny, hums and honey. That is so cool seeing like the younger version of like Christopher Robin, and there's like all of these illustrations and that. Like, I really enjoyed this. This one has got trigger and subject matter. This one is much darker than I would normally read. And it's The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filler. I'll tell you what happened because it will be a good way to introduce my brother. His name is Simon. I think you're going to like him. I really do, but a couple of pages, trigger warning, focus, camera, trigger warning. He'll be dead, and he was never the same after that. Like, it's quite sad. Like, I honestly don't read these books very often because it's not my go-to genre, but I do like this book. And then finally we have an easy read that I just kind of, for a prompt, it was The Puppy Who Couldn't Sleep. Laura comes across a homeless puppy. Like, they're walking Oliver in the alley on like a Sunday afternoon. Laura gets reminded by her dad about like, have you done all your homework and that, and she's like, that's Sunday feeling. Like, it's technically Sunday as I'm filming this. And then it's the thing of, they then go look for the puppy and then they find him. Then they bring the puppy home and it's like the puppy doesn't sleep. So they get woken up and then Laura ends up sleeping downstairs with him. And then Laura's like at school and is so tired. Like, it's one of those things where she's like, it was hard to concentrate on fractions when she felt so sleepy. Like, even the fresh air at lunch didn't help. And then, we'll sleep at the end. But then the box means the puppy does fall asleep, so that was everything I've read in October and November, so I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.